All right. So, hello everyone. Welcome to 2020. Happy New Year. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday. I hope you guys had rested, you got time with your family, and you guys are ready to literally charge into this new decade. I am super fired up right now. We just got off and so that's why it took us a second to hop on. We just hopped off our weekly Circle of Champion call. And for those of you who are like, what is that? When you guys hit Circle of Champion, which you guys all are, anyone here gunning, you're like, no, that's going to be me one day. Every Monday you get to hop on calls. You get to hear from BU, Blake, and just some of the top ambassadors and leaders and mentors in the just in this entire community. So it was amazing and awesome. We're super fired up. Really excited. And I'm really excited about this call. And I just looked down at my notes and I just realized I wrote that it was 2019 instead of 2020. So I'm still 6 days in and I'm already making mistakes with my date. Okay, so I'm just gonna kick off with some announcements before we get going. But before I start with that, what I would like to do, because it's been a while, hi guys, is in the comments, if everyone could just take a second and what's one thing and I don't want to talk about the holidays and stuff, but in the last 24 hours, what is one thing that you can be really, really grateful for? And this is something that I've learned. I've heard it. I know, is Elise on this call? Elise Butler. She had shared it with me from Rachel Hollis that it's something that's really, really powerful that she does every single day. But it's really easy to talk about gratitude, but in the last 24 hours, what's one thing, what's one piece of proof that what you're doing, what your goal is, what your vision is, it's working, right? School started today. Heck yeah. I could not wait. I was 8:50. I was goodbye, get on the bus. And he was crying. I was I love you. He doesn't get on the bus. I was we just go. 21 days of prayer and fasting with my church. That's awesome, Dixie. A clean bill of health. Very cool. They're moving fast now. My body is moving. Yes, half marathon training. Feel freaking amazing at 20 weeks pregnant. That's amazing. It gets me all giddy. Being able to move my body, new relationship, finding my next partner, buying my new forever home. These are all amazing, you guys. So many things that we can be grateful for in these last just 24 hours. And I just want to urge you guys or suggest when you're practicing gratitude, anybody here give me put your hand up, give me a thumbs up in the comment, type yes if you practice gratitude daily. That's a part of who you are, what you do, your daily routine. Sometimes it's really easy to fall into the same things. I'm thankful for my husband. I'm thankful for my kids. I'm thankful for my home. I'm thankful for right. Sometimes we can get out of that, but if you really stop and focus, in the last 24 hours, what's one piece of proof that the life I'm living is great and the goal I'm working towards is there and I'm moving towards that every single day. So up next, I'm going to do some announcements. So here we go. So number one, register your Epic tickets in the comments. If you are attending Epic, type a me. If you are going to Epic, right? You're attending, you got your tickets, you got them assigned, you got them registered, you are ready to go. And then April just brought this up, and this is a really good point. Also, where you all getting your outfits? Where do we order these from? Samantha Rose was steampunk? She told me to go. I have to look up 911. Is that a place, or is that actual you're an emergency of an outfit right now? No, where do we get them? Yeah, exactly. Are we getting to Amazon, you guys? Are we all showing up in the same outfit we all kind of did for the what was it, Great Gatsby, the 20s? Amazon. All right, I had a personal shop. I'm gonna need something because I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to wear. I'm gonna roll up wearing a Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders because I don't know what else to do for the Wild West. But guys, if you guys haven't heard, this is something that we talk about all the time, all roads lead to Vegas, right? There is something that happens at these events that are absolutely magical, right? And we just got to hear a bunch of science behind it, and hopefully we can touch on it a little bit later. But seriously, the belief that is built there, it creates momentum in your business, not just for you, but for other people. Plus, Andy Grammer is going to be there, you guys. Like, are you even kidding me? Like, Andy Grammer, like, I don't know, he was there last year. It was amazing. So make sure your tickets are registered. If you're on the fence, you're thinking about going, you want to go, reach out to your pro champ, right? Rank 7, rank 8, talk to them, explain to them like, hey, like I kind of want to go, right? Like, this is something like that I think is really important for my business. Like, what can I do to get there? Like, what can I do to get one of my promoters there who I know would be like, needs to go, needs to take part in this, because it will change your life. Like I said, like, we have tickets, like there are free tickets floating around. So like, make sure you reach out to someone, get to Vegas, you guys. Like, if you are looking to build a business, a long-term business, a business that is going to fulfill all the dreams that you've like wrote about on your dream board at the end of 2019 going into this year, like, this is where it begins. Like, it just gets started there. So I'm super excited about that. Reboot is available through Wednesday. So if you guys haven't done so, make sure you grab your reboot kits. We're rebooting January 19th. 10-day challenge kits are still out there all the time, you guys. Get those people in. For those of you that I know, everybody's doing different groups. That's awesome. My personal group, I was going to start this week. I'm pushing it to official day 1 kickoff next week, because my goal, you guys, and this is going to go right into the next thing, is that who here wants like $1,000 extra dollars like every 3 months, or $250 a month, right? With the MVP multiplier. If you guys are new, we have so many new faces on this call. I love it. MVP multiplier every single month, 1,600 new volume. My goal with pushing back this date, or when we set these days to go off, or these challenges to go off, is that like, we want rhythm. We want to give you an opportunity for the first 2 weeks to focus on selling reboots, selling 10 days, getting that new volume up, so that you can hit the MVP multiplier at the start of the month, so that you're not scrambling at the end of the month to hit that, right? And with that said, like, I have to shout out, like, we have so many people that already hit it, and we have so many people that are in the hunt. So it's 1,600 new volume every single month. We have Nat Waymack, Melissa B, Chrissy Petty, Ashley Salvatore, and Maggie Sterling. They already hit MVP multiplier for the month. Like, they surpassed it. Like, they are slaying this month. So a huge congratulations to them. And then we also have Macy, I'm going to butcher her last name. Is it Broadham Macy? We've got Macy B. We're going to call her Macy B, like Melissa B. And Jen Peterson, who also just hit GoPro like yesterday, who also is over 1,000. They're already about to hit, like, seriously, they're about to hit the MVP multiplier over the next couple days. Like, how exciting is that? Like, build the belief, you guys. Like, I don't care where you're sitting at with new volume right now. I don't care if you have 0 right now. Like, go out there. There are people that are tired. They are sick. They need the 10 days. They need this reboot. Like, talk to humans and just get it out there. Also, last thing for our announcements, then we're going to kick off the call. If you guys have not seen, Kendra had posted a link to a better reboot call. So what she is going to do is every single week, the H is silent. Thank you, Macy. I'm such a kinder teacher. I will pronounce everything phonetically. But so what she's going to do is every single week, you guys, she's going to be posting a video from someone, right? Whether it is about the opportunity for the business or the better reboot, like someone who had a really massive impact with the reboot, or someone had a really massive impact with that 10-day. So if you guys haven't seen it, check it out and send it to people. Like, don't just spam it to people, like, but just talk to someone. Think of someone, right? This was a single mom, and you'd be like, if you know them, you'd be like, hey, like, I know, like, you've been struggling. I know you're tired. I know you've have not wanted to go back to work or whatever that is. But like, I just saw this and it just made me think of you. Like, if I sent you a video, we just check it out of my friend and just send the link and let them watch it. But like, these are resources and tools for you, because I don't know about you, but I don't want to talk to people, and I cannot talk to people till I'm blue in the face. Third-party validation is real. It's important. It is one of the literal pillars in what we do in our business, is that third-party validation. So make sure that like you're using these tools so that you're not like verbally vomiting all over people when you want to talk about the reboot, when you want to talk about stuff like that. So that is out there and it is ready to go. So we're going to kick off the call. I'm really excited about this. Anyone here, if you are excited about 2020, like you're like, I feel fresh, I am freaking ready, like the kids went back to school, the Christmas tree's down, I haven't eaten a Christmas cookie in like at least 5 days, like I'm feeling good right now. In the comments, give me an I'm ready, give me a me, like I am freaking pumped. I don't know about you guys, there's just been like electricity in the air. Like I have been like super excited about this call. So I don't know if you guys saw, but like if you guys have not done so, you can check your pulse. You're gonna have to probably go like all the way back or just search my name and then check it out in the top search button. If you guys don't know, you can search these things in the pulse. But I sent out a survey asking you guys like, what are you looking for, right? Like, what are you looking for like from our leadership? And this is something that I kind of sat with like all the pro trans, our leadership, and we were like, hey, like this is something that's really important, is because like we can get up here and we can talk and we can talk and we can talk and we can talk, but like we want to know like what do you want and what do you need? And something that we heard and like something that was a resounding over and over and over again was a lot of people were like, well, how do I become a leader? Right. And that was the same thing. Like I saw it, I can't tell you countless times, like, how do I become a leader? How do I move my business to champ? How do I do this? And like, the thing that we always come back to, and I don't know if you guys are on this call, is that like a lot of the times, like you think like, you look at Melissa May, you look at Ashley Ottman, I'm looking at people that are on my screen right now, right? And you think that like, we have this secret, right? Like we have this magic thing that like we're doing that no one else is doing. And it really, really comes down to mindset, you guys. And so like, I don't like mindset is massive. And for me personally, coming from a teaching background, like seriously, like they didn't teach this stuff. So when I got started in network marketing 5 years ago, like they were like, you got to read books. And I was like, I ain't reading a self-help book. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I ain't going in that section. I'm good. Like, I'm perfect the way that I am. Right. But like, cause we didn't do that. Right. And so having the ability to grow myself and personal development has been amazing, but prove it in this, like this community has changed everything about my mindset in the terms of the way I really start to stop taking things inward and I start taking things outwards. And it's your mindset, you guys, it's your mindset that's really going to dictate your actions at the end of the day. And that's going to be what moves your business forward. So what we have is we have some of our leaders who graciously volunteered. They're going to share with us tonight their top, right? Their top mindset tips, hacks, right? Like whatever we want to go. I was like a tip or a hack or whatever it is that they implement and they use in their business daily, you guys, or whatever to grow their business. So are you guys want to hear from them? Yes. Give me one in the comments or the chat if you guys are ready to hear from our top, like guys, like I'm excited. Like I got my pen. I hope you guys have it because listen, like we are all learning. And this is a conversation that Melissa B had with me one day. She was like, we like, ain't no one think that we're done yet. Like we haven't arrived yet. Like we're all learners, right? And leaders are learners. So make sure that you guys are excited and you are ready for this. But I'm going to start. I just actually talked about her. I can't find her. Melissa B. Where you be?
Hey, can you hear me?
Where you be? There you are.
What's up, How is everyone? Okay, so this is like the pot calling the kettle black. So anything I'm saying is something I've had to work through, grow through over the last 18 months, because let me tell you, it has been a total transformation and I'm still working on it every day, because I came into this business and I was like, I can't do this. I don't have what they have. I don't have skills and a background in sales and all these things. And so it all came down to mindset and the belief that I could not only learn it, but do it. And so one of my favorite things to do is when I'm in proximity with people at events is how I've grown my belief. If I didn't start going to events, I truly believe I would not still be a promoter and I would definitely not be in front of you tonight. So go to Epic, go to an event. There's my plug for the night. But one of my favorite things to do at events when I'm in proximity with people is say to them, hey, what's one mindset like tip or trick that you can give me? And so the things I'm about to reiterate to you tonight, I didn't read a bunch of books or come up with these myself. I've asked people that I aspire to be like or have a business like what they do daily or what's one mindset tip that they have. And that's where both of these came from. So two quick things, and both of them come from Mel Robbins. And Mel Robbins actually spoke at a Prove It event not long ago. She has an amazing podcast. So if you're looking for someone to follow or someone to read, I highly, highly suggest Mel Robbins. So Mel Robbins, one of the things she's known for is her 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And I use this a lot, especially with live videos and with talking to people I know in real life. Because when I got started in this business, I said, I'm not going to talk to my real life friends. I'm only going to talk to internet strangers. And I truly did that for a few months. But then I realized if I wanted to take this business where I wanted it to go, that I had a lot of warm market people that needed what I had. And so I had to get out of my own head. Sometimes our biggest and worst competitor is ourselves. And the way to do that is Mel Robbins teaches, and it's so simple that it's stupid. And it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. The instant you think of something that you want to do, before you can talk yourself out of it, like, oh, I can't do a live video right now. I haven't written my script down. Or, oh, I can't walk over and talk to that person at an event because they're better than me or they won't know who I am. Like, before you can even talk yourself out, you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you just go do it. Let the hives come up your neck from a live video. Wear a turtleneck instead. It's a real thing, guys. The hives aren't going to go away. You just got to power through it. And the way to do that is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So when you're feeling hesitant, you're feeling that pullback, literally in your mind, count down and just do it. Because the worst thing that's going to happen is nothing. And the thing that's not, like, it's no joke, right? Like, it's real. But you've got to talk yourself out of it and through it, and it gets easier and easier and easier. It's so simple, it's stupid. The other Mel Robbins mindset thing, and this one came from Natalie Kilborn, and I think Mel might have said this at the event, but this was before I joined. She asked Mel Robbins, I think behind the stage, what one big tip she had was, and Mel said, do you sleep with your phone? How many of you guys sleep with your phone, whether it's under your pillow, on your nightstand, literally 2 feet away from you, right? Like, I had a brain tumor. My family jokes that it's because the rays were coming from my phone into my head. I've slept with it under my phone almost my whole life. Mel Robbins' biggest mindset tip was not to sleep with your phone within arm's reach. When you wake up in the morning, how many of you wake up in the morning, you grab your phone, you've got 1,000 messages, you've got an angry promoter who always uses you as your punching bag that's like, rah, 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 and that's how you start your day, like wound up and, oh my gosh, I got to catch up and I got to do this and I got to do this. So this tip changed my life. What I do before I go to bed is I schedule 3 posts for the morning. I schedule a 6:30 a.m. because let's be real, I ain't waking up at 6:30 a.m. and most of the world is to get to their job. So I schedule a 6:30 a.m. motivational post. I schedule an 8:30 a.m., something about intermittent fasting usually, and then a 10:30 or 12 post because who knows, I might not get to my phone by then. I've got babies in the morning. I got stuff to do. Sometimes I sleep in, but I don't want to wake up and feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so behind, or I have all these messages, or I have to do this or this. So I've started sleeping with my phone out of arm's reach, not under my pillow. It's actually across the room. And I schedule posts. So in the morning, if I'm human and I don't get to my phone and I have my babies to get out the door, I want to drink a cup of coffee first, it's okay. Everything is handled and I can start the day then, focus on gratitude first, and then start the day with a clear heart, clear mind, and know that my business is running itself. You can schedule posts really easily in your group on Facebook. It's one of my favorite hacks ever. So there you go. There you have it. Ask people when you're in proximity what their favorite mindset hack is. You will learn incredible routines and things that people don't always talk about. There you have it.
Y'all, thank you. I'm already so excited about this call. Thank you so much. And honestly, like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you guys, it changed. Like, so I had the opportunity to see her on stage at one of our Keto Academy More events, and it was amazing. And then I went home and I like got her book on Audible. Like, if you guys haven't, like, get the book on Audible and play it, listen to it, follow exactly what she says. And the getting the phone away from you has changed. How many people hit snooze like 5 times in the morning? Like, you're like, tomorrow's the morning, I'm going to get up before the kids and I'm going to do it. And then your alarm goes off and you're like, I ain't got to do it. I don't have to do it. Like, I don't need to wake up 30 minutes early, right? Like, I moved mine to the bathroom because it's like I have to get up, I have to walk across my bedroom, and then I have to fumble with it in the bathroom in the dark, and then and at that point I'm awake, right? And I go about my day. And so like, these are huge tips, you guys. And like, what I love about what like Melissa just shared is that, like, ask people, like, ask those people, like, who are you looking up to? What is their number? Like, don't ask like, hey, how do I, like, don't reach out to someone and be like, well, how did you get this many followers? But like, because it's not about that. Like, what's your number one tip that you grew your business? Like that's super, like that in and of itself is a super powerful tip for you to take and like put in your pocket and use, like when you're going to Epic, when you're sitting on, like when you go to Keto Life parties, or you're doing anything in proximity with any other promoters. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm just going to go down my list. So next up, I have Ashley Ottman, who is about to talk to us. Where is she at? Where's
Hello.
you
Hi.
at?
Of course you made me go after it, Melissa B. You should have saved the best for last. Okay, I'm going to make this super short and sweet so we can get through everyone. I don't know who else is talking, but so mindset. I will say that I've always been pretty positive my entire life, but like what I have not realized is how Prove It and the events and the community has like literally changed my mindset in all ways, shapes, and forms. So I'm going to actually touch on something that ironically we just talked about on the COC call. That was not expected, but the 3 pillars of belief. And this is something that we cover at almost every single Prove It event. So again, not trying to make this some like shameless plug about getting to events. It's not about just like filling up a room. There is so much value to showing up there, showing up when you don't want to, making that investment in yourself, in your business, you name it. So first pillar of belief is self. So from a mindset perspective, like if you're not pouring back into yourself, like personal development is like really massive for me. I actually just got done. I do audiobooks because for those of you who do not know me, I do work full time, 8 to 5 corporate world. So I sit in traffic to and from work every single day. So audiobooks are massive for me. So I did The Power, and then I actually did The Secret, which they technically are the opposite directions. Like The Secret came out first, and then The Power. They're both by Rhonda Byrne, and they're audiobooks about the law of attraction, which I didn't always really understand until I started, I guess, kind of implementing it. And I was like, oh, okay. So truly, like whatever you think of or focus on the most is what manifests itself in your life. So if you're saying things about your business, like, you know, if you don't believe in yourself, so like maybe it's negative self-talk, you're going to create more of that. If you are constantly complaining and saying things like, no one wants to buy anything, no one ever messages me about ketones, and like that's literally all you're talking about from a business perspective, you are literally going to create more lack in that area. So truly just like believing in yourself. So it starts with that. The second one is belief and prove it. So now this is going to include the company, our products, and just like what we represent. So shifting that back to the power of events, I went to Epic last year. It was my very first event. I was 4.5 months into my business. I had 0 people on my team. My team was me, myself, and I, and my husband asking how he could talk to people about it. That was my team. I caught the vision because I started believing in Prove It. It's so much more than just sharing ketones on the interwebs and hoping someone's going to buy something. Sitting there listening to true, like raw, like fresh off the press clinical research and data out of the mouths of physicians that are willing to put their name on Prove It. I built a belief in the company and the product that I would not have had otherwise. Like, it's more than just watching an episode on Prove It TV. It's more than just being on these team calls. Well, these huddles are super important for showing up, but you learn something at events that you do not capture anywhere else. And then the last one, the last pillar, I believe, is the industry. So from a mindset perspective, I'm going to encourage you. I know a lot of us will probably say like, oh, MLM, network marketing, it has a negative connotation, things like that. When you shift your mindset to, that's fine, Prove It's different. And the reason we're different is because we're community-based marketing. And our culture is unlike anything I have ever been a part of. You know, like I think back to when I became a promoter and I met Trish for the first time, like I don't think I found Prove It. I think Prove It found me, because I wasn't even looking to do something on the side. Like, I had worked very hard, and I still do, to build my corporate career. And I was like, hey, like, I make pretty great money. Like, me and my husband live comfortably. Like, I wasn't looking for some sort of side income until like I just got sucked in, and I am so grateful that I'm here, basically. I feel like I've kind of rambled on, but anyway, so like, mindset is just truly like, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about Prove It, the company, the products? And how do you feel about the industry that we're in? Because you actually have the power to shape all three of those categories, and the power lies with you. So that's about it.
Thank you. And I love, like, first of all, like the story about the events, like, I know, like, we will talk about Epic nonstop. And I'm going to tell you, like, you're like, oh my gosh, like, no, we're not going to stop talking about it. Like, it changes businesses, you guys. It changes people's lives. And like, quite honestly, like, if you're not there, you're going to have massive FOMO anyway. You're going to like, we're getting like some of the best technology, but like, seriously, like the story about her getting to an event, like that changed everything because of the level of belief, right? Like, because like she already had a belief in herself. She knew that like she could do this. She's doing the book. She's doing the work to build that behind the scenes, right? Even before Prove It. However, getting to that event is what built her belief in a different area. And it's the belief, you guys. It is the belief that you can do this. It is the belief behind the actions that you take every single day. We just learned that on a call. Like, we just heard that on a call, and it just was like, I was like shook by it, right? Like, if you don't have belief, you're not going to take that action. If you don't have belief in yourself, you're not going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it and message someone. So it does always come back to you. So thank you for sharing. That was awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Up next, we have Melissa May, 20 weeks. 20 weeks pregnant mama. What's up?
Hi. Oh my gosh, I'm almost 22 weeks pregnant, if you can believe that. It's crazy. Okay, so if you guys don't have a notebook with just the word belief written down like 100 times, like seriously, it really is the one of the most important things that we do, or that we have. It's the number one most important mindset hack. And when it comes, I mean, Ottman, she said it so perfectly, or I wrote this down anyways, your thoughts become things. So whatever you think, that is what becomes. And it's just a lot. It just is what it is, you guys, for so many different reasons. But in the effort of giving you some tangible hacks, right? Because, you know, if we don't give you something that you can apply, then, you know, how do you take this and figure out what to do with it? So here are a couple of my mindset hacks. So before I give you a hack, I do want to just say this, you guys. I think it's really important that you figure out, and we learn this at LCD, so when you become a rank 6, you get invited to our leadership development training, which is once a year, which is it's corporate level leadership training. Like, it's the same leadership training that I would have gotten if I stayed in corporate America. And one of the things they talk about is burning desire, right? So do you have a burning desire that's fueling your consistency and your activity in this business? So every single day, do you wake up and know what you've attached your actions to? So, you know, for example, when I first got started with Prove It, my burning desire was to leave corporate America, was to get out of a cubicle, was to be home with my brand new baby twins, because it killed me to go leave them with my sister who got to witness Charlotte take her first steps. Like, I missed Charlotte's first steps, and I would pick Charlotte up, and I would get jealous of my sister because they had a better relationship than I did with her at the time when they were babies. So do you have that one thing? Like, do you have the one thing that you would do anything, no amount, like you would do anything to make this Prove It business work because you have the burning desire for your life to change? And if you don't, that's hack number 1. Figure out what that desire is. Write it down and like think it every single day. Like I would literally, and here's hack number 2, and I have 3 for you guys. Visualization, right? So you have that burning desire, you know what it is. Now visualize it happening. I would purposely get to work every single day 10 minutes early, and I would sit in my car and I would close my eyes and I would visualize myself putting in my 2-week notice. I walked through what I would say, what the email said, the conversation I had with my boss. I would walk through that. I visualized it happening. I was so certain, I had the belief, and then I saw it happening in my head. If you can't see something happening, it will not happen. You have to be able to visualize it. If you're an athlete in the group, I use visualization for sports all the time. I would picture myself with the perfect swing, stealing a ball and making a layup. Like I would picture myself making a play before I ever made the play. It's the same thing with this. You have to visualize yourself making the play, doing the thing that you desire to do so that you can actually do it. Okay, so that's hack number 2 is visualization. If you're not spending 10 minutes a day with your eyes closed in silence, just picturing in great detail what you want and what you desire, start now. And then my last hack is decisions, right? You're going to be like, what are you talking about? If you are still treating this business like you're dabbling, or if you're treating it like it's a hobby, that is because you have not made the decision that you could actually make it something that you want it to be. You haven't attached the desire. You haven't been able to visualize it happening, and therefore you are dabbling. You're treating it like a hobby. Today, I want you to claim it and own it, that this business is going to be your future, that this business is going to, if that's what you want, right? Some of us don't want that, right? Some of us are completely happy with their full-time careers. You went to college, you spent a lot of money, spent a lot of purpose and passion in what you're doing. But I certainly wasn't that person. And so you have to be able to claim it, and then you have to make the decision that it doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter what it takes. You will make this work. Your desires will come true. Your visualizations will manifest themselves. What you believe in will become your reality. But you have to claim it. You have to stop dabbling. You have to stop treating this like a hobby. If you don't want it to be a hobby, don't treat it like a hobby. It has to be a priority. Honestly, like I'm not going to sugarcoat that. If you want a full-time career income, if you want to be a 6-figure earner, if you want to be a more than a 6-figure earner, you have to treat it as though it is a priority, as though it is just like a job that you would have to go to if you got fired for not showing up, right? So make the decision. What is this going to be for you? And then align all of your actions to that. And just on one last little thing, personal development, guys, it's literally 10 minutes a day. You can find 10 minutes a day to pop in a podcast, pop in an Audible book, whether you're in a car, whether you're doing the dishes, whether you're getting ready for work, whatever it is. If you're not doing personal development, you have to start. There's no excuse for not. We're all able to listen to something while we're doing other things. And if you need help with, figuring out what podcast or book fits what struggles or challenges you're having in your business right now, shoot me a message. I'd be happy to give you some suggestions. So, all right. Love you. That's it.
Y'all, you guys are the luckiest peeps ever. Like, we have the best leadership team ever. Like, this call is absolute fire. Thank you so, so much. And honestly, like, I just like decisions like that. I wrote that word and I like boxed it like really big. Like, make the decision. Like, it comes down to you. Like, because you can sit there, and this is kind of go right into like what I'm about to talk about. But like, you can sit there and you can think to yourself like, oh, well, it's not working for me. It's not this, it's not that. It's all of these other outside circumstances. But like, it's up to you to make the decision that like, you're actually going to go for this. You're not going to wait till you hit champ so you have something to talk about. You're not going to wait for the person down the street to finally notice you or reach out to you. You're not going to wait until you can have a KLP party or keto life party for KLP party, a keto life party for, like with 20 people there. You make the decision to actually do this because of the burning desire that you have, because you want to go all in, because you know that like you need this, like this is going to change everything for you. And that is massive. So like, I love that. And that's going to kind of take me right into what I was going to talk about. And then we're going to hop off. I love that we're doing this on Mondays, you guys, by the way, because now like we have all this momentum going into the week, right? And so what I kind of want to talk about is something, again, that we learned at LCD. So it's leadership coaching dynamics. Melissa just talked about it. We have it, I mean, it's been once a year at this point, but something that we talk about, and because so many of you guys talked about leadership, and we talk about this a lot and prove it. Sorry, I just want to make sure everyone's muted out. Is like, what are those qualities of a leader, right? Like, how many here, like, you're like, I want to lead a big, massive team. Like, I want to walk across that stage at Epic. I want to do all the things. I want to lead massive, big teams, right? Anybody here? Just me? Am I the only person that wants to lead teams? Am I the only person that wants to build a business, right? So here we go. So something we always talk about is, everybody here has probably heard of IQ, right? Like, what is our IQ, right? And so it comes down to IQ, AQ, and EQ. And if you guys have heard of AQ and EQ before, go ahead and put a 1. If you've never heard of it, put a 2 in the comments. You're like, I know what IQ is. What is AQ and EQ? So AQ is adaptability quotient, and EQ is going to be your emotional, right? So adaptability is how, like, can you go with the flow? Not even go with the flow, but can you move with the punches when there's a shipping delay, right? Stuff like that. Like, and I just want to give you guys a quick heads up that, like, when there's shipping delays, when the things don't come out right, when someone calls you and you get that text message when you first wake up in the morning and you have a customer that's like, oh my gosh, when are my packets opened in the box? And you're like, well, it's shipping and that's what life, right? People are freaking out, right? Whenever it comes down to this, whenever it comes to your business, I'm going to give you some super tactical ways to use this. This is my favorite question to ask. And I learned this probably, I don't even know when it was. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Like one of the COC calls, I got to hear this question, and it's like, are you a thermostat or a thermometer? And I want you to write that down. If you've never, like, am I a thermostat or am I the thermometer, right? And I want you to kind of make a distinction of like, what is the difference between those two? And I'm going to go through that in 1 second. But just to give you a quick, like, look, right? When I was a teacher, right, I kind of talked about that before. The teacher workroom, you guys, was probably the most negative place ever. Like, literally, you would walk in there and you would walk out and like, I'd be like, yeah, this does suck. Like, my kids aren't learning anything, right? And here's the thing, like, we can walk into circumstances, we can walk into situations, we can do all of these different things, right? Sometimes we don't even know it, but we can catch a thought really fast. We can catch a thought that sticks with us and stays with us. And what this means when I talk about, are you a thermostat or are you going to be a thermometer? A thermostat sets the temperature of the house. It tells you, is it going to be hot? Is it going to be cold? And like, me and Travis fight over it. I like it at a nice warm 70 something in my house. He's like, it should be 60, right? Are you a thermometer? Are you just someone who's letting the weather and the temperature around you determine what you're doing, what your actions are, all of that, right? Like, what are your thoughts? And so every single time, I always come back. This is something I still do. Am I being a thermostat right now, or am I being a thermometer? Because I'm going to tell you guys, like, every decision you make, every thought you have, all the actions that you take is determining, it is forming you, right? Like, either by design or by default. So like, you have the opportunity to be the thermostat. Are you being the thermostat in your business right now? I want you to like really think about that. Are you being a thermostat? Are you setting the tone for your team? Are you setting the tone for yourself every single day? Are you letting all of the outside circumstances tell you and affect you? Like, oh, well, I'm not going to message these 5 people, right? Do you have the burning desire to make the decision to go ahead and do that? Because that is going to grow your business. You can tell me all day long, you can tell me like, I want this business, but like, have you made that decision? And are you putting that into action? With your team, are you being the thermostat? Are you being the thermometer? Are you allowing, like, when you get those messages from a promoter, like, are you letting that like kind of be like, oh, like, yeah, you know what? Like shipping does kind of suck right now, right? I mean, I think shipping's fine right now. I'm just using that as an example. But like, are you letting that affect you? What about in your family? Are you setting the tone for your family? Are you letting like your kids having a cranky day throw you way off? And I'm not saying I'm perfect, you guys, believe me, like we've all been there. Like exactly what Melissa B says, like all of the stuff that we're talking about, like we've all been through this. And guess what? Like we haven't arrived yet. Like I can guarantee you from both Melissa's and Ashley and from other pro champs and from champs on this call and from people that have been doing this business for a long time, like we're all work in progress. Like there are days that I am like, I am a thermometer. Like I'm like, this isn't working. But it's the fact that I have the awareness, you guys. That's the shift, is I am aware when this is happening and I can redirect and I can refocus, because leaders are not looking at things worse than they are. Leaders are always, they're not globalizing, they're not self-sabotaging, right? Leaders are just saying, I am in control here, because you are in control. You are in control of your thoughts. You are in control of your daily actions. You're only in control of you. You can't control the circumstances, right? So be the thermostat. Be the thermostat in your business every single solitary day. Are you letting all the outside factors affect you, right? Have the adaptability, have the emotional thing when things are going wrong, or you have a customer with a complaint. If you respond to your customer, jumping right into that, 25-degree icy cold water, and you're like, yeah, you know what? It is really frustrating. Like you get to set the tone, but what kind of tone are you setting? What is the temperature you're setting in your house, in your heart, in your business right now? Because that is going to be a massive determining factor. And so seriously, like every single solitary time that I am getting affected by something, whether it's me scrolling and I see something and I'm like, right? Like, cause am I the only person that has ever been caught in a comparison? I'm the only person, I'll admit. I can get stuck in comparison. Like it's what I do. Like, look at that person, look at this person, right? Like we all can get stuck in that mindset from time to time, but like, I have the awareness to stop and be like, what am I doing right now? Right? Like, am I jumping in that drama triangle? Am I doing it? Am I making things worse than they are? Globalizing things, being like, well, nobody wants to order from me. I've talked to everyone. And you're like, well, it's like when Griffin tells me all the time, like, well, everyone at school does this. I say, well, who's everyone? And he like names one person. I'm like, that ain't everyone, right? Like, don't see it for worse than it is. Set the tone, you guys. Like, be the thermostat. Like, know that you have the control of that. And so that's pretty much my last, like, that's all I really have to say about that. Like, it's just a question that like I always come back and redirect myself to all the time. So with that, we have 45 minutes. We had 4 humans speak. It is 10 p.m. on Monday night. I hope you guys enjoyed this call. I will get the replay out. I promise you, I'll get it pulsed out tomorrow. And that is all roads lead to Vegas. If you guys are like, wait a second, this call was fire, you're not sure what you want to do, like reach out to me, like get to Vegas. Like if your burning desire is there, like get to Vegas, you guys. Your level of belief determines actions, right? We talked about that. Thoughts and beliefs determines actions, that determines results. And so like you want the results, you want that big dream, all the stuff that we just talked about with visualization, like you got to get there. You got to build up your belief, and that's where it all begins. So like if you are like wondering about it, like this is it. So we love you. Have an amazing week, you guys. Get like I want you to make a decision tonight. This is a call to action for you guys. Like this is like homework, call to action right now. Like make a decision right now. Make a decision. How many 10-day kits and reboots you will have sold by Friday? I know reboots are over to Wednesday. I'm like, today is Monday. I'm so off. First day back to school. I have actually had time to breathe today. But like, and type it in the comments. How many kits are you going to sell by Friday? Let's just do 10-day kits. How many 10-day kits will you sell by Friday? 10, 10, 10, 15, 5, 3, 10. Awesome. Now what your job is, now you need to make a decision. You need to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it. Have the play the power over and over again in the background. I ain't even kidding you guys. Like I have that book on repeat in my car, right? Make the decision and message the people, ask the people, get people there. Half a human or half a kid. Either one works. I didn't see that. Maybe it's happy human. She's going to sell one to Melissa Mace-Vita. So that's where we're going tonight. So, all right. We love you guys. I'm super thankful, super blessed, super grateful to be able to have all of this time with you guys and to have to like spend it every single week. So Monday nights from here on out, 9:15, we're going to kick off the week together. I love you. I hope you guys found this call helpful and valuable, and I will talk to you later.